Member for Kamloops Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I cannot believe that the health minister just stood up and praised their investments to the ambulance service when the previous question before that was about a child that died waiting for air ambulance service out of that exact same region for medical care. Mr. Speaker, it's no wonder this is the government that needs sledgehammer legislation under the guise of saying that's the only way they can build a school quickly, because we're 8 years into this government and they cannot build anything to do with treatment in any timely way. Today, for 8 years, we have heard deeply committed, much work to do, continue the work. We're working on a continuum of care. The only programs they repeatedly point back to is Foundry and Redfish, and those are both started under the previous BC Liberal government, not this government. 8 years. 8 years people have been waiting, and maybe it's because when we asked the Premier about imparting carbon tax on dirty coal, he said, and I quote on February 24th, if it was easy to do, absolutely, we would do it. That attitude seems to have permeated every minister in his government, Mr. Speaker, on any topic.
Question, member.
When can we reasonably expect to see defined timelines and deliverables around things like forensic care up in the north that we've been asking about? Cross-border service access for the Kootenays, proper treatment beds that are actually providing treatment, not, as we heard, a mattress and a glossy brochure. When will the government actually deliver any form of deliverable chart so we can actually track their progress instead of this bouncing ball of we're deeply committed and we care, because that's not cutting it anymore.
Minister of Health.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. We've had the chance to canvass a lot of healthcare questions here. One question that I haven't been asked is what they would do differently. Mr. Speaker.
Members, shh. Members, come to order.
Let's be clear about what the opposition's choices would be, Mr. Speaker. They would drain doctors.
Member.
They would drain doctors and nurses from our public healthcare system. Mr. Speaker, they would make it so that people waited longer and would pay for worse care.
Members, a few minutes ago I talked about the member must be temperate and respectful. Question was asked. Now let's hear the answer. You may not agree with the answer, but you have to be quiet. Member, are you listening or not? Minister will continue.
Mr. Speaker, in a closed-door meeting last summer, the opposition leader asked if he would allow for paid health care. He said that the Canada Health Act stops him from doing that for now. He said that he hopes to change that, and I quote, "That's what the silly Canadian Health Act is all about, but hopefully one day we'll get some changes there as well." Mr. Speaker, that's what's shameful.
The bell ends the question period.